This conference will now be recorded.
Thanks everyone for joining. This is our monthly hardware management project meeting. I'm sharing the agenda here. That's what we are going to discuss today. We'll have some upfront items on administration, and then we'll go into some specific topics followed by a sub-project update. So as you know, meeting.
Can I ask, can you move the RAS API workstream update to the top? I have to leave like in 30 minutes. So you have the RAS API workstream update?
Yes.
It's below that one. So can you move it a little bit upper? I can only stay for 30 minutes. So.
Okay, yeah, let's put it at the top of the first workstream here. I'll move it like this. That way. We should be able to get there. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and John, any IC pass downs that we should cover here? I'm going to remove this. We have this link to the doc.
Yeah. I mean, I've updated it. I mean, I think I've got the latest IC contributions. So RAS API actually went to the IC. I may be stealing Antonio's thunder. So and also there was a contribution for a design spec for a DCSEM 2.0 module.
Okay. All right. And this is
That's
captured here. Yeah, thank you. Okay, next topic, John. This was the hardware management strategy. Mainly the action.
Yeah. I was actually going to kill that action because I think the number of work streams that have started is overtaking our ability to lead. And so we should be a good open source organization and let the community take us where we want to be. I think strategy was needed last year because we weren't quite directed, and now there's enough energy here that we should just let them go.
So this, I'm going to delete that.
Yeah, I agree, John. We should, if anything, put that in there for 2024, and we'll come back to it if we run out of things to do.
Yep, I think we will let's delete this. I agree. We have reviewed it, and this is good. Okay, next one we have Tech Talk Day tomorrow, 8 to 11:30. Most of the speakers, those who are on the call, but all the speakers should have the invite. Jeff, between you and I, what I was thinking was, once we do the welcome, you can introduce the first half speaker, and then after the break, I can do the second half. I believe you are one of the speaker in the second half, if that works for you. And I don't know, John, whether you wanted to have anything. I was thinking, since it's only 3.5 hours, we split between two of us, between me and Jeff.
I thought that was perfectly fine. That's the direction I gave Kate this morning, was that I don't want to be on the speakers list. We can't fit 3 speakers in 5 minutes. Can't be done.
Okay. So Jeff, just to confirm with you, you're okay with that split? We'll kick off. I will open up, give it to you. You can introduce all the speakers for the first half, and then after the break, I'll introduce and we can close it.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. And then agenda has been posted, so we have the full schedule. We have total 8 presentation. Okay. Yogesh is on the call, I see. Hardware fault management sub-project update. Main thing is the spec was going to be at the IC approval. Yogesh, do you have any update there?
Yeah, so I think we're done with the last few formatting that were logged, and we're ready for that, take it to IC. I'm in the middle of drafting an email to ask for to schedule it in IC. So yeah.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
Another update is we started the FMFM. We call it fleet scale fault memory fault management work stream. There's a lot of energy and momentum there, and so we have already met twice since we last talked. It's a
Okay.
bi-weekly.
Okay. Is there any like presentation that you want to give it to this project down the road to what work stream is?
So one of the major focus for the virtual talk tomorrow, we have we give an update on all the hardware fault management activities, where we are taking it, where we think it's going, and then we focus specifically on FMFM. So
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
so we can get more details tomorrow. Great, thank you.
sure.
Okay, next one I have is from the last meetings, Lenovo Cloudflare presentation. There were a bunch of follow-on action items.
So you can actually delete this. You can actually delete this entire item now because it's already been presented to the IC.
Okay. So all these actions are closed, basically, you're saying.
Yep.
Okay, it's good. Then the feedback on RAS API Sammer was going to work with RAS API workstream Antonio, or I don't know whether Sammer is on the call. Did this happen?
So we have not started workstream. That's part of what I'm here to get request permission. But I did talk to Summer, and he agreed to join the forum as soon as we get approval for it. And yeah, that's part of my
Okay.
update.
Yeah, so we can leave that action open, and yeah, we can. You want to? We are at RAS API workstream update, so go ahead.
Yeah. So we presented it to the IC. It it we are contributing the 0.8 version of the document, then starting the work stream to get to the 1.0. I think last time we presented here, the plan was slightly different. So we course corrected so we can get the community's input, and we learned we could contribute it in something less than a 1.0. So we did so, and to capture the feedback. Now, that is presented, and there's the links that John's or somebody else sends for the IC to evaluate. It'll be, I think, a week or 10 days before they come back and tell us if it's accepted. But in the meantime, we wanted, now that it is presented and it is public, because the presentation is public, we wanted to start the workstream. We needed this forum's approval for the lead and co-lead according to the procedure for starting a workstream. So we were proposing myself as the lead and Drew as the co-lead, Drew from Google. And we want to obviously start it by sending an invite to the mailing list for this workstream. Also, we will invite our fault management, which is also interested here, and start doing finding out the time slot and all of that. It's a CLA workstream, so we would need to send the CLAs for them to sign so they can join, because we definitely want before the end of the year to contribute the 1.0 version. So that means everybody that gets to that meeting, we want them to be aligned, and this is IP that we're going to contribute in open source here at OCP.
Okay, let me ask anybody, because we need to approve the workstream creation here. Anybody has any comments, questions, issues before we do the approval? Okay, then John, I don't think we have formal motion or this kind, but
No, actually, the decision is project leads only, right? So you can make decision. You can ask the community for their input. That's fine. But you make decision that the workstream is approved, and you make the decision on who the initial chairs are. So those are the two approvals you need to make, which is you approve a workstream and you approve of Antonio and Drew being co-chairs.
Right. So yeah, I as co-chair, I don't have issue approving it. Jeff, if you have any comment on this?
No, it's that I think those guys are the ones that want to start this. Let's get it going.
Okay, so I'll just put note here then. Workstream has been, Antonio, considered this is approved by project
Thank you.
leads.
Thank you.
And I'll just make sure everybody, Antonio, Drew are appointed co-leads.
Because once you do that, then Antonio and Drew can contact OCP support for all the stuff they need to start up their work stream.
Yep. Yes, we approve, and I'm just documenting that here for minutes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to cover on RAS API worksheet?
Just a quick update. We got from NVIDIA. They want this to get moving really fast, so this is great because they want to point to this spec instead of doing a RAS inside of the UCI. So they're pushing us to get this as a 1.0 version, so there's no two duplications. So they want UCI to point to this RAS API as the way that chiplets do the RAS. So thought that was very interesting, and thank you. Having the workstream approved will push us faster.
Okay, sounds good. All right, that takes care of that item. Next one, we move to manageability profiles workstream. John, this one you are the single lead, right? I'm going to start putting
Yes, I am, until we find someone else who wants to lead. So yeah, I start the work stream on the first Tuesday of every month on the same time slot as this. I think we now filled all Tuesday at 8 o'clock of the month with hardware management stuff. We've started looking at the issues against the baseline profile.
Okay. And you have bi-weekly or weekly meeting?
We have monthly.
Okay. Issues against. Okay. All right, John, thanks for the update. Liquid cooling, hardware management workstream. This one, who is the lead for this, Michael? Is that you?
No, that's Mick, and I think it'll be hard to get him at this meeting because he's now in Australia, which means this time frame doesn't work for him anymore. So we'll find a way for him to post that in writing.
Okay. Is he the sole lead, or we have joined co-leads there?
I believe he's the lead, right?
I think he's the only lead.
Yeah, he's the only lead.
Okay.
I think we should try to get a co-lead there so that we can.
Yeah, he should generally be attending these. This time slot was something that he was going to try to align to, but he may not be aware of today's meeting versus tomorrow's session, which he'll be on very late at night or early in the morning.
Okay. John, you want to sync with him since you have been talking with Mick to see whether we can
Sure.
have a co-lead and a co-lead can cover it here.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. So I will just put that now. Next one we have is Bhushan on the call. Last meeting we said that it's going to have a proposal that we can talk about. Proposal for workstream for accelerator adoption interfaces. cannot look at the list right now. I don't think last time I saw, didn't see him on the call.
Yeah, he's not on the call.
Okay, so we have to defer this. We'll keep this pending. Okay, let's go to next is our hardware management module sub-project update. Shin, do you want to give us an update?
Yeah, so we're working on the 2.1 final reviews within the working groups, and so we plan to present to IC in June.
Okay. Okay. What about the source code discussion we had last time? Any update there?
The source code discussion that
Intel
has been contributed. Yes,
right? Any? So no more update there. Okay.
it's already contributed to OCP, so you can find it on the contribution
Okay.
portal.
And any update on Run BMC?
No update on MBMC.
Anything else on
That's
hardware management? Okay, thank you. Okay, OpenRMC. On.
Yes. So the update is, so we have engaged with security project on the security from security perspective. So we got some preliminary feedback with question majorly focused on the authentication model, security model, and also the different type of the certification between Mac Manager and a Node Manager, and whether we need a necessity of the token and also the attestation beyond the certification. Also some authentication flow session key management. So this is a high level question regarding the 1.1 spec. So the sub project provides some feedback to a security project team. So and additional we include some we think possible of the risk model for the OpenRMC. So far we haven't hear further feedback from security project. So also one additional area is BMC security. So that topic will be carried out later on this month inside the security project. So the decision, I think, if we cannot hear further feedback based on our feedback, so we probably make a cut for this month's OpenRMC meeting. So we will continue with the 1.1 and ready for the IC submission. So, but I'm not sure we can still catch June IC meeting. So probably July. John, maybe you can make some comments if we decide go with 1.1. Probably July meeting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And this,
for yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna, this is a must-have functionality for 1.1, right? So you,
Yeah. So we do have a big pain when we first address 1.0. So we got IC review comments on the security part. So we do address a lot in the 1.1 spec regarding security. Although we didn't include any hardware BMC level security possible because that really depends on the version of the BMC. So we probably have that one further discussed with security project, but definitely not 1.1. Yeah. So we don't want waiting on the 1.1 forever. So I think at a certain point we need to make a cutoff and
yeah,
have the 1.1 go to IC. Yeah, that's a plan.
okay. I
Hmm.
think it may be worthwhile, John, to bring this up in June IC meeting if we have not received any feedback saying from the IC standpoint, we are trying to coordinate multiple projects. At some point, the project will move forward.
Right. Well, that's why we had this review period with the security project. So now they've actually
Yeah.
provided feedback, and we've answered that feedback. And so when we go to the IC, we can say we've asked, they provide feedback. We're beyond that, and they can't bring up issues in the IC meeting. Any
Right.
major issues anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's
And
different. Oh, yeah.
okay, and then JSON profile, that's conditional, right? This as we get to.
Mm-hmm.
Note that. What about device manager?
For device manager, they've completed the integration of a Redfish interface on top of device manager, and that the pull request is in, so you can now build it. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow at the Tech Talk.
I think that would be good to forward, yeah. Okay. All right, that should cover open RMC subproject. Han, anything else?
No. Yeah. So the BMC security, I will go to the security meeting later on, see whether anything need to be included in future. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's it. Thank you.
should I just say plan to a discussion on requirements? Okay. Crew presentation follow-up. Jeff, I believe this we have been tracked. Do you know what else need to be discussed here? This is if you recall that Microsoft
Yeah.
presentation.
So I think I'd seen an email from him, but I think we were trying to get him connected in with the proposal that had been put out from the DMTF and I think other OCP groups that were interested in some other FRU related stuff. Although I think his presentation was more geared toward inventory and actually gathering data, not so much the transmission of and storage of the FRU data as we all tend to think of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so should I remove this item from here, or do we still need?
I would for now until we see if, because I think he was also taking a look at what was already the data that was available. I think he was unaware of some of the resources that were defined in some of the standard pieces, and the access methods available in band. So I think some of his questions may have been answered.
Okay, sounds good. All right, that pretty much covers everything we had for today. Was there anything else? Okay, in that case, we'll close the call here, and tomorrow I'll see most of you for our tech day. Thanks, everyone.
Yep. See y'all
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Bye.